right, so before I clean this up, here's my, can you see what my problems are? Look, the thermostat, I mean, I might have facilitated, but both the rings, the bottom rings they've just melted, basically. They've just gone bad, and that's the issue.
Purge valve back in the bag.
Howdy, welcome back to the Addicted Motors YouTube channel. Today is a very somber day. I join you here with my 2005 54,000 mile Land Rover Freelander, arguably one of the worst cars ever made. Now, since the purchase of this particular vehicle, I've seen kind of a trend, right? There's been many other channels and notable figures and whatnot who have purchased said Land Rover Freelanders. I'm not saying that I started a trend, but I'm gonna say that I kind of maybe started a trend with purchasing these bad boys. Since owning it, I've done a lot of things. Taken on a couple road trips. We've replaced CV joints, brakes, and a whole bunch of other things. Headliner, just kind of getting it just kind of back to more of a usable condition. This was supposed to be a very short-term, fun, drive it around, bring it to the cabin, take it off-road, sell it type deal. But now I'm getting in deep. Now I'm getting into heart surgery. And when I say heart surgery, I mean probably the most invasive thing that I've had to do to a vehicle, which will be, as you saw in the beginning, replace the thermostat. Now the thermostat with this wonderful engine is buried deep below the intake manifold and requires pretty much the disassembly of the whole top of the engine. Now this KV 2.5 or whatever the hell it comes from is, I'm not even gonna go into any of the details because it just doesn't matter. What matters is the thermostat, let me get you, yeah, is right in here. It's down in there and you can't just get to it, which means the intake manifold and the fuel rail and all this needs to come off in order for me to pull that one little thermostat out. And in doing that, that means you can't really test it for leaks or anything until you put it all back together, since the fuel rail and everything involved with it comes out. You're also touching incredibly hard, old, brittle plastic, and this is a lot. Now, I held off on coming to this conclusion for a long time because I didn't want to think it was true. I've watched this Atlantic British video many times on how to do this. Luckily, there's a step-by-step way to walk you through the replacement of it. So again, monitoring my coolant level for a while, I realized I've been losing it a little bit. Couldn't find any leaks, leaks. I pulled the top cover off and just started checking down in there. And unfortunately, you know, if you look for problems, generally you find them. And so there's the coolant, brand new fresh coolant puddling up down there in that thermostat. Now, there's various different reasons of different ways and whatnot to go about removing the thermostat without doing everything else, but it's really not going to be able to satisfy the ask here. So I've got my setup, I've got my video, because I don't know how to do any of this. I've got the engine ready, prepped. I've got the Atlantic British kit that supposedly has everything I need to complete this job, even the crossover pipe and all that. I've got a nice clean area to do this, and I'm gonna give this a shot, right? Because I don't want anyone to know what the labor would be on this, just because it's pretty invasive. A lot of wire in there, there's a lot of risk to this, and at the end of the day, I just have a Freelander that runs the same as it did before, so not a lot of reward. But we're gonna go ahead and kick it off and watch me break things, so stay tuned.
And they're just a matter of depress, push the hose down, depress, and lift. Now.
Oh yeah, so the first thing we're gonna do is remove the alternator positive side so we can get some more access there. Then we're gonna do these PCV hoses. Then we're gonna take the intake hose off. And then we're gonna take the back of this rail off, unplug everything else there. And there's 4 or 5 bolts, I think, for this intake, and that'll just lift off. So we're gonna hopefully speed that up and get moving on it. All right. I Really shouldn't have bought a Freelander. Maybe I'll be more excited when this is all done, but right now it's just a lot of extra work. I've got other things I could be working on, but I chose this. All right, so that's disconnected enough. The next thing will be these PCV hoses. You kind of lift up on them and then, okay, that's easy. Pop that, pop that. They're not really like held in there very strong, but it's interesting because I feel like someone's been in here before, you know? You ever get that feeling when you're working on something and you're like, I don't think I was the first fella to stick me hands in here. Okay, so most of those are out. This one has a little lock on it or something. Oh, I won't worry about that one yet. This one, I might need a needle nose. So we're just gonna keep going on that. All right.
Variable orifice.
So this is fun. I'm doing this like step by step with the gentleman in the video as well. So we're just going through disconnecting harnesses and electrical connections and the fuel rail and pretty much anything that is in need of being removed, I guess. So this all will get tucked up and moved out of the way just so there's not a lot of other garbage. I'm still trying to figure out how to sneak this out. Well, that'll go out eventually, but just to show you guys what is going on. So basically everything from the top of this part of the engine has come off. So we're gonna keep going. All right, so all that jazz is removed, all the connectors and whatnot, just kind of pushing that all out of the way. Pretty straightforward. That belt says Rover on it. I don't know if that's good or bad, but that's fine. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do these head bolts. There's 4 on this side, I think there's 3 on that side, and start the process of removing the upper intake. Fun times, big things. Come on, baby. All right, so a little speed and power. Now I can hear the rubber O-rings that supposedly give you trouble here. Oh man, it's so close. Just gotta pop this last one, I think. Oh, wow, okay. It's a little bit of force. And here she comes. Almost, still something attached. All right, so scary stuff. I am in the engine. It's not a V8 motor though. Now the kit comes with most of the things you need to do to replace some of these O-rings and bits and pieces. I'll show you here in a second. And one thing to note, now it's hard for me, the way that looks for the intake, to I guess picture what this is supposed to look like. So the 4 bolts to hold this in place, that's it. There's no bolts on the back to secure that piece. So I was feeling around for some other other bolts that weren't there, which, you know, is fine. So all that actually looks pretty good. Nothing too out of the ordinary, so we're gonna keep pressing on. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do is unplug the injectors and get the fuel rail kind of popped up out of the way, so we can get this rest of this intake off. I guess we have to do it on both sides. Just start removing things so we can undo the bolts. Because I see there's 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts there, and there's 1, 2, 3-ish, some bolts on that side. So yeah, I'm just gonna prep this to get popped off. All right, so here's where things get a little interesting, because where I'm at in this process is a little bit different than the video, just because I think he has a earlier or later model truck than mine. So I have to figure out how mine operates and looks, I guess, in comparison when it comes to removing this fuel rail. So I have to do a little bit of splunking here. Yeah, all right, so this one, I don't know, maybe it's easier? Two 8mm bolts. Getting pretty loose. Come on. All right, make sure I lose all these bolts. Just, you know, and guys, we're just doing the thermostat. Just doing the thermostat. Come on. I am not gonna remember how this all goes back together, but at least I have my bolts organized-ish. So, I wonder if it's just lift out. Oh, feels like it wants to. Well, how does I lift it out? Where does it go? I don't know. One of these. I don't want to forget that. If I help remove it. All right, so I've unplugged the injectors and we're just gonna pop the little tabs off. They're apparently hold them in place. I don't really get how. Oh. Okay. Perfect. They just grab it from the back with a flathead. Boop, boop, boop. This is. Oh. That's. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Oh, buddy, come on, baby. Yeah. All right, brother. All right. Got some tools. Pop some more clippy boys. Some clippy poos. Now, there's, according to the video, how the hell am I gonna get that one back in? It's facing the wrong dang direction. This one, that's gonna drop. So I'm on my own. I'm on my own now. I'm on my own because the video, again, different setups that look like they're going on here. So he disconnected. There's a coolant line here, a coolant line there that are on connected to the intake themselves, and they're not really attached to anything. So what I did is I just disconnected from the intake part, so I don't have to deal with these. This seems like a safer bet when it comes to reattaching things, so I don't have to replace those lines in the future. So I think the next thing I'm going to do is try to take the head off. Honestly, 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts, 3 bolts in the back. Gonna probably break some stuff. Fuel rail doesn't really want to come off. I don't know. I don't really want to mess with it tomorrow. Let's see if I can do it without having to do that. All right, so we've got all those bolts loose. We're gonna finish loosening them up and pull this baby out. All right, so let's pull things up, see what happens. I don't like the fuel rail. I really need to get the fuel rail off. This kind of slides up and over. Okay. Yay! I don't know whether to be excited or like dismayed. Like, I'm here. I'm in the engine. You know, it's like the space trip. It's like, oh, now we're in space. And I think I found an extra bolt. Well, there's 4. Nope. Okay. Yep. No, that's all of them. So here we go. Now I don't know exactly where it's leaking from, but we're gonna go ahead and replace the thermostat and suck out all this other junk. I made a tool. Oh. Suck all this out. It's already, I might have already clogged it up, so let me get this out over with. All right, we're in. So, what do I have? I have got a new thermostat. I've got a new downpipe piece thing. I have a new crossover piece. I also have a new, I don't know, is it a temp sensor or something? This didn't come with the kit. I just had it in the back of the car, so I don't know if that's a good thing or not. So we've got, I think, what we need to start breaking things and making our lives work. All right, let's do it. No time like the present to break your own car. Man, this is annoyingly not easy to get to. Come here, buddy. Oop. Oh, come on. Let's just play it. Yeah, I'll get the wrong tool for the job. One down. Yeah, come back, buddy. There's always an easier way. All right. So let's just get that off. One piece, two piece that go with the TSTAT. All right, well, let's figure out the rest. All right, so more hoses disconnected, which is good. Now, if you didn't notice, I didn't undo the other manifold yet. I can. I might still have to do it, but I'd like to avoid not doing it, I guess. But you know, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. It's just a lot of little nuts and bolts. This job sucks. I don't like. Let me look at this. What is this? Why am I here doing this? All right, so off camera, I got the fuel rail off. Oh, okay, shit. The O-rings, we gotta do the O-rings. They're just really in there. So you just cut the pry off with a screwdriver, so then it comes off. So now I guess I do have to remove the other side. I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Okay, so most of this is disconnectado, no longer connected. So then why does this have this freaking cover? Oh, too much weight. Here's my tool, the right tool for the job. All right. What the heck is all this junk? You know, I get the feeling that somebody was in here before, and it's never never get a good feeling about that. It's not like, oh man, somebody was here. I'm just checking on what they did. It's like oh no, we're back. And now that I look at this thermostat, it looks like this one. So maybe it's not the thermostat, maybe it's this line. You know, that was my thought. Maybe it's something adjacent to the thermostat. It's causing me all these issues. Because look, this pull tab, that's what it is. It's on the bottom. What the hell? Why is it on the freaking bottom? Okay, well I feel it. I felt it. Hey Max. Dad's out here breaking stuff. What you doing? Napping? So that's been undone. So I guess I just gotta pull up on it. Hey Max. Oh! Hey Max. It's not for Max. You have a good nap, buddy? Okay. Yeah! Ooh, okay. There it is. There it is. Oh, I guess that's... Should have known that was going to pop. But we can... Oh, piece of shit. How do I... Yeah, there's no way I could have done that without releasing the other manifold. Oh! Well... There's the coolant. I'm ready for that. So, as everyone said, that's a bit of your issue right there. Let me... Yeah, I gotta get those pieces, hopefully before they go back in. The engine... Ooh, where's the shop vac? I need something with a hook on it. All right, so before I clean this up, here's my, can you see what my problems are? Look, the thermostat, and I might have facilitated, but both the rings, the bottom rings they've just melted, basically. They've just gone bad, and that's the issue. That's what makes these fail. We're here. All right, so got all the crud and junk and broken thermostat pieces removed and taken out of there, so we're good. We're gonna go ahead and reinstall. All right, welcome back to Project Freelander. It is now the next night. It has rained, and we have not made much progress since I left you. So what I did, since we last picked up the camera, is reinstall the new thermostat housing, the arm, and the connector hose. That's it. I also went and got some of the things that we need to reinstall the manifold. This was the high-tack spray gasket sealant, which we're going to use to provisionally hold the new manifold gaskets, which are right here. They're going to hold these bad boys in place for the most part. So what I'm going to do before that, though, is because we're getting ready to kind of shore this up for the most part, is suck out the remaining of the coolant that's just hanging around, and hopefully I've got everything put together. So we're gonna start reassembling it. So this is where the road meets the road. I'm probably gonna clean up some of these other connections, and when we join me, I'll be putting these manifolds back on. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip to that, so stay tuned. All right, so manifold's back on, torqued in place, all that fun jazz. The next thing on the list is, I think I've got these O-rings, which don't come out easily. Nothing ever does. Can't find my tools. And hopefully these just pop off. They do. Slap these new ones on there. You know, these look original. I'm hoping it's original. I'm hoping someone wasn't in here before and attempted to do the same thing that I'm doing currently. You know, another thing that I don't want to say concerns me, but like there's no description on how to properly seat the thermostat and whatnot. Like it's just an O-ring. It just, you know, sits in there. So hopefully it's sitting in there properly. So we're gonna finish the rest of this up. All right, so I guess the rear-facing manifold is done. It's in. Now we're gonna put the front-facing one on, and this one is apparently a little bit more challenging just because of the location of these back bolts. Now that's why I bought the little grabber in case I lose any, which, let's be honest, I'm planning on losing some. So let's put this in with these bolts already kind of staged, and oh, there goes one already. So I didn't even, just ate my words. Wonderful. Now, you know, this job is, and I hope I've got that secured. Oh, and this already fell down a little bit. Come on, stay in place. This job, it's just tedious, and tedious isn't fun. Oh, it keeps falling. I need some more tack on that. Let me reset again. All right, so I just kind of went for it, and I got the the top bolts in at least. Let's get those provisionally snugged up, and we will try to get the back ones, which are supposedly the larger issue here. So those are in place. 3 for the back. This is where I'm supposed to drop them, because you just can't get your hands in there very well. Let's see. Attempt number 1. No, there's no joke. No joke. Okay. You know, I don't know how like Ice Script Garage and those guys make these videos interesting. Oh, I'm just lubing up my O-rings. Put a little Vaseline on her. A little bit of car juice. You know, it's what the man tells me to do, so I'm gonna do it. And these little injector O-rings helps prevent leaks, apparently. Put a little Vaz on them. I'm gonna snap them back in because they weren't fun to take out. So hopefully they go back in. And if you can't tell, I'm kind of reaching the home stretch, at least with the oh yeah. Oh, that just popped right back in. Man, the things you learn. I'm learning today. I'm gonna learn today. Relocate that. Oh, well, maybe not. Maybe it does go on top. Y'all need to make your minds up. How you want to be. Relocate these. No, that's going on the bottom. What am I? All right, so we've got everything at this stage situated and back in place, at least to the best of my knowledge. The alternator hooked up, injectors hooked back up, clips in place. I got the coolant line, the one coolant line hooked back up. The next thing I'm gonna do is replace 1, 2, 3 seals. They come in the kit. We'll do that, and we'll just pop the manifold back on. Easy, right? We're almost done. Alright. Here she comes. Here she comes. Where's that line up? Oh, way farther back then. That seems. Alright, so I just had to, hit it with my purse, and she slipped right on. Those O-rings are just kind of, fresh and new, as the kids might say. And we'll get those nice and tight and just keep playing with the rest of it. Alright, so we've arrived at the most stressful or rewarding part of this whole endeavor. Is the startup, right? So I've added a little bit of coolant to the tank. There's a bleeder valve back here behind the manifold on the hose. I've turned that a couple turns. Well, it already sucked up the coolant there, so I guess I'll add more coolant. And we're gonna start it up and make sure it's not leaking. All right, well, I'm done mucking around. Let's just go ahead and, well, 1, see if it starts. 2, see if it starts. I don't see any coolant pissing out, so that's a good sign. Well, we want to get the thermostat to open up. Let's check back after it sucks some more of this coolant. Well, we're burning off some fluids, checking the level, checking the temp. Listen to the old girl warm up. Everything hasn't started in a couple months or a month and a half since I pushed it back in here. But so far so good. Running a little funky without the air box on and everything, but I don't know. She's gonna let her warm up, get up to 10. Alright, so that's humming away. Let's jump in here, got the heat on. You know I got that thing on me. Friends don't let friends screw around with Freelanders without a gap tool. So that's pretty good temp-wise, and it's been idling here for a little while. So hopefully we'll get the heat circulating and clear that engine code, which shouldn't be there anymore now that this is replaced. So I'm not gonna jinx myself, but I think we're good here. We're gonna call it a night. We got thermostat in, it's not leaking, holding temperature. I bled the system, it's running, it's driving. I found a couple vacuum hoses that I forgot to hook up, and now, listen, that's a happy Freelander. That is a happy, that's a happy, it's raining, it's a beautiful night. Land Rovers and this for fun, I think. I'm not sure. Like, subscribe. Addicted Motors, YouTube. Do it. Bye.